Ẹ káàbọ̀ padà sórí ìkànnì Coloqum Btw media. Ṣàlàáfíà lábà yín. Welcome back to Coloqum Btw media. There's this colloquium that was put together by a channel called Western Spring TV. This colloquium, they put their discussion around reform, political courage, and social impact. That's upon that they put the discussion upon. And you see majority of these people, the participants on the table, whereby they actually want to discuss this topic, which is actually related to the state of nation. We're talking about Nigeria here. So what did I call it? I said between reform, political courage, and social impact. So you will see their discussion, which I'm going to put here, their short video, the summary of what they discuss at this colloquium. So present there is Paul Alaje, Dr. Paul Alaje, and we have Mogaji Adejumo also on the seat over there. At the same time, we have Professor Ogun. You have Professor also sitting there discussing the state of the nation and try to dissect this topic so that we should know, or we're going to know the current situation of the people in the country and the decision or policies being made by this present administration in Nigeria. So let me show you what Paul Alaje, Dr. Paul Alaje said in this video. Let's watch.
It is easy to say that Nigeria economy grew by 4.6%. Is that really correct? In economics, is that really correct? Can you compare Nigeria with Osun State? Or can you compare Nigeria with Sokoto State? That is not be correct. You compare Nigeria with Ghana, you compare Nigeria with United Arab Emirates, and you compare Nigeria with Argentina. So when you are comparing, which currency do you use? You use the dollar. Now, when you look at our GDP 2 years ago, it was $500 billion. What is it? $1 billion. What is it today?
199.
We are now $199 billion. Are we better off or worse off? We are living in our worst days. Pre-Jonathan regime, before we rebase the economy.
Yeah.
Before rebasing the economy, we're larger than this. So everybody per capita income in Nigeria now is nearly above $1,000. What used to be $3,000?
$10,000.
So are we better off or worse off? How can subsidy removal and flotation be better? The question you should ask is, what should we have done differently? And there are options which were made available, written and in discussion to authority. But the cheapest way is for government revenue to boost, hoping President Tinubu hoped that governors will invest in the economy. Was that done? Was that done? But for a few states that actually reinvested this back into the economy, it's important for people to know the truth. After all, your station is about as it is. Yes. We need to say the truth.
Yes, as it is.
This economy is not as strong as it should be. This economy used to be the largest in the whole Africa. Today, the last time I spoke with your correspondent, we're number 4. Today, we are now number 5. Check, the largest economy in Southern America is Brazil. It's also the largest country in population. The largest in North America is the United States. It's also the largest population with largest economy. Then you now go to Europe and see in Eastern Europe, you see Russia as the largest economy and also the largest population. And go to Western Europe, where you meet Germany, the largest population and largest economy. When you come to Africa, oh my dear black Africa, Nigeria is the largest population. It's not the first, it's not the second, it's not the third, it's not the fourth, now the fifth. So how can those two policies be good? It is more than obvious that they were made out of error, they were made in mistakes, and some of us had provided alternative solution to the government. Whether we will take it or not is another kettle of fish. But we cannot say because we have a dick, look for cutlass and behead ourselves, hoping that all will be well. It's like cutting our nose to spite our face. But well, the result is obvious in the public domain. People that are watching us and are listening to us, you are themselves. Are they better off today than they were 2 years ago? They should ask themselves. When we say that at the end of the tunnel, there will be light, the father of modern economics, macroeconomics for that matter, John Maynard Keynes, he said, and I quote, he said, in the long run, we are all dead. Ask anybody, we will go through pain. When will the pain end? Can they tell you it's going to be 1 year, it's going to be 5 years? Funnily enough, World Bank seems to provide this answer. Is that what you wait for 10 to 15 years?
15 years.
Can you continue like this for 10 to 15 years? And I asked in 2016, when I was interviewed by journalists, when Christine Lagarde told Nigeria that, don't worry, this economy will not go into a recession. I said, this economy will certainly go into a recession. I'm in Nigeria. I'm an economist in Nigeria. And I know for sure that this economy will go into a recession. Did you know that as against advice Christine Lagarde gave to President Buhari, Nigeria economy went to a recession? Was I happy? No. But is that the truth? That's what economics is about. Theories. So, if you think what the president did, there's an analogy for it. When president got to office as a doctor, he got to office as a medical doctor, and I've seen this Nigerian patient that has infection, and he's been advised, you see, Nigerian patient with infection, you need to take antibiotics. One in the morning, one in the evening. You need to take it for 7 days, or 10 days, let's say 10 days, so that it will be properly treated with 3 injections along the line. And Nigerian patient said, okay, no problem, well, you know what to do. Ran to one corner, took 20 tablets at the same time, swallowed it, and took 3 injections and gave herself. And you are thinking the kidney will not pack up. What is the kidney of an economy? It is easy to say that Nigeria economy grew by 4.6%. Is that really correct? In economics, is that really correct? Can you compare Nigeria with Osun State? Or can you compare Nigeria with Sokoto State? That is not be correct. You compare Nigeria with Ghana, you compare Nigeria with United Arab Emirates, and you compare Nigeria with Argentina. So when you are comparing, which currency do you use? You use the dollar. Now, when you look at our GDP 2 years ago, it was $500 billion. What is it? $1 billion. What is it today?
199.
We are now $199 billion. Are we better off or worse off? We are living in our worst days, pre-Jonathan regime, before we rebase the economy.
Yeah.
Before rebasing the economy, we're larger than this. So everybody per capita income in Nigeria now is nearly above $1,000. What used to be $3,000. So are we better off or worse off? How can subsidy removal with flotation be better? The question you should ask is, what should we have done differently? And there are options which were made available, written and in discussion to authority. But the cheapest way is for government revenue to boost, hoping President Tinubu hoped that governors will invest in the economy. Was that done? Was that done? But for a few states that actually reinvested this back into the economy, it's important for people to know the truth. After all, your station is about as it is. Yes. You need to say the truth.
Yes, as it is.
This economy is not as strong as it should be. This economy used to be the largest in the whole Africa. Today, the last time I spoke with your correspondent, we're number 4. Today, we are now number 5. I checked, the largest economy in Southern America is Brazil. It's also the largest country in population. The largest in North America.
And secondly, the contribution also of Mogaji Adejumo, what he has to say as well in terms of advice, in terms of openness.
He went to Ojota and a few other places to campaign seriously. In fact, what did they not do to Jonathan? Not just placard, but they carried even effigies to show Jonathan as a dead person. They castigated his wife. They called out manners of names, all because they said they didn't want something. Are you telling me that the realization just came to Tinubu today, or the day was sworn in, and then, like he met his epiphany on the road to Eagle Square? Is that how it works? Or he knew, and all he wanted to do was play politics, so that they can drive Jonathan out and they can come in by way of subterfuge? So which one do you think it is? Now can we begin to talk seriously? Who is going to be telling me that, it's long overdue? Since when has it been long overdue? There was Professor Sam Aluko, who told us many years ago, wrote about it, that if they tell you devalue your money, your currency, don't do it. And Aluko went ahead to say, whoever tries to do that has committed treason.
Yeah.
And he said not just about treason, because the very first thing a government must do was to protect the lives and property of the people and safeguard them from poverty. And then you are embarking on a policy. Do you know what a policy is? I'll tell you what a policy is. A policy is not a statement you make on the day you are sworn in. A policy is a process. You go into it with all manners of seriousness. You call the experts, you debate it, you work on it. You begin to look at how that policy, if you want to call it a reform, whatever you will, is going to lead to productivity. So tell us, what was done? Where was the panel set up? Which people looked at it and said, oh, if we go into a lot of this, in 10 years, we are going to be out. So it will now take a World Bank to tell us it will take 15 years for what the World Bank crafted or what became a flippant declaration by one person, and you want to call it a policy. Is that the way?
Explaining to the people so that people will be able to know the position where they are. He actually went back into the memory lane to try to compare the past to the present, to try to, let people also know that what is actually happening to them is not what it's supposed to be. What is happening to them shouldn't happen to them at all. So because many people are in support of what is going on right now, but at least there should be some people like this gentleman that we have on the table right here, explaining to them that, the life they are living is actually not the life they're supposed to live. Policies are going wrong and things are not right and all the rest. So at least some people should stand up. Some people should be in opposition to try to point out to the government of the day what they are missing and what they're supposed to do. So there's nothing wrong in this. Let's watch.
I was in the choir for, sorry I digress, but I was in the choir for 11 years. My father was a reverend gentleman, so was my grandfather. Even though, they all read abroad and the rest of it, but they still came back to the church. So the church felt maybe I could come and talk to them. And I got to the church and they were singing a song and they were saying, no, me I no go suffer, me I no go suffer, I no go beg for bread. And that was the song they were going to usher me in with. And I said, please stop. How many of you have eaten bread in 2 days? Raise up your hand. Believe me, out of what you might call about 500 people, less than 15 people raised up their hand to say they have eaten bread. The bread we took for granted when we were growing up. So I said, which one is you don't go suffer? You're already suffering. So, okay, everybody here, let's put some money together. Let's buy some bread. We were able to put about 50,000 together and say, go and buy bread. It was not even enough. Everybody wanted bread. Now I hear that every Sunday, that's what they do to give people bread.
This discussion, these topics, and these videos, these short clips, among others, are what they discuss in this colloquium. So, I hope you've been able to learn one or two things over there. So, and if you think they lied, put your comment in the comment section and let me see. Is it possible to stand up and defend the government of the day? Telling people that they are actually doing very well. So, let us know what you have to say as well. If you are in support of the policies, if you think the policies are working, please put it there so that at least we can balance the argument within ourselves. Thank you for watching. This is Coloqum Btw Media. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Put on your notification button and God bless you as you do. See you next time. Bye-bye for now. Bye.